Y'all, it's that time. It's that time of the year. Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. I do have my Sephora VIB Sale recommendations video. I always love doing these videos, y'all, because it's just, I feel like we all come together and help each other out and tell each other what's good, what's not, you know, all of that. So you guys know I have done this video every single year for the past, I don't even know how many years at this point. So I will link different videos that I've done throughout this whole entire video because there's so many products I love that if I did a whole video on it, we'll be here for hours, okay? But these products I'm sharing today are products that I am currently using and loving at the moment, to make it a little bit shorter for you guys. But there's so many videos I've done. I will link it throughout this whole entire video. So go ahead, grab some snacks, get your pen and your paper, take some notes. Let's go ahead and get into it. But before that, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe. And now let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so the first item I do have for you guys is brow products. I do have the Kosas brow gels, okay? Because these are the best things ever when it comes to my brows. They have saved me so much time. I do have the clear brow gel, which I always use to set my brows. But when I go to fill my brows in, I always use their Airbrow in the shade black. This one is in the pink tube, as you guys can see, but the normal one, the clear one, is in a clear bottle, of course. But besides that, you guys, all I do with this is I go ahead, you know, prep my brows, put some primer on it instead of with some powder, and then I take this and flick it throughout, and it saves me so much time because all I need to do now with my pencil is fill in areas I couldn't get, but it doesn't take that long anymore. And then I set it with the clear one. Literally, y'all, I am done my brows in like 10 minutes, if that, because back in the day, y'all, it used to take like 30 minutes plus to do my brows, and now I just don't have that time anymore. So these have been complete lifesavers. Now moving on to orange corrector, I do have the Charlotte Tilbury orange corrector in the shade tan number 3. Number 1 is the packaging for me, okay? I love the packaging so much. But with that being said, I love this shade and I love the formula. I don't want to show you guys up close because mine is so dirty, y'all. It's really nasty. But anyways, it's the perfect orange shade for my skin tone. It's a cream as well. I prefer creams over liquids because they set really nicely and they don't move throughout the day. And it gives me the coverage that I need, all right? It is just the perfect formula, the perfect packaging. I'm obsessed with it. So all you need to do is either grab your sponge or a brush and dip it in here and then apply it on your face. So that's why mine is so nasty, but you guys can kind of see the color from far away. It's not too deep for my skin because I feel like back in the day, I used to use very orange correctors and they'll kind of peek throughout my foundation, and I do not like that at all. This just covers the areas that I do have dark marks. So a recent favorite of mine when it comes to primers, I only have one because I am so picky when it comes to primers, and I do have the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush primer, okay, super cute. Now they've always had a primer, and I can't remember what that one is called, but it's just their Airbrush primer, I believe, if I'm correct, or their Vanish primer. But this is specifically for those who do have oily skin. So I've been on the hunt for a good primer, so I went ahead and got this, I think about 2 months ago, if that. And it helps me so much when it comes to my oily skin, you guys. Number 1, it does make you look airbrush, very smooth. If I don't want to wear makeup that day, I just go ahead and pop this on and I'm good to go. And the best part as well is it doesn't leave a white cast on the face. You guys know a lot of primers do that. This one doesn't, and it also doesn't pile up on the face. Basically what I mean by that is there's some primers out there where you go ahead and apply it and it kind of balls up a little bit. This doesn't do that, you guys. It is a perfect primer. It's super expensive, but that's why I want you guys to go ahead and get it during the sale because you will save a little bit of money. But I love this so much. I'm literally almost out and I just got this. The only thing I will say about this though is it kind of finishes up a little bit too fast for me. It does have about 1 fluid ounce, but I don't know. I just went through this a little bit faster than most primers and it's not cheap at all. So I'll definitely go ahead and get this during the sale as well. Now, moving on to foundations, I do have 4 favorites. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first one is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I do have this in the shade Marquises, and this is so good when it comes to oily skin, okay? I'm not really big when it comes to full coverage foundations, and this one is, but it looks so natural on the face for some reason. I don't know why. But regardless, the shade Marquises is my perfect match as well, because sometimes I feel like with NARS, they pull too orange or a little bit too red, but this is a good neutral, you know, brown shade for my skin. And then also as well, it doesn't crease, especially when we start wearing masks, you guys. I was having such a hard time finding foundations that wouldn't crease when you put your mask on. This one always looked flawless. It never did me dirty. It didn't leave like lines on my face. It's just a very bulletproof foundation. So if you've been looking for that, this one is definitely for you. But if you don't love a full coverage foundation, I do recommend the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I have this in the shade 20. This is so good, you guys, because when it comes to Fenty and just keeping it real, their foundations have never been my favorite. They just don't work for my skin, and some of the shades as well just do not match me perfectly. So when this came out, I really wasn't excited to try it out, but when I did, you guys, I was obsessed with it. In my opinion, I feel like this is the best foundation that Fenty came out with, even though it's not a foundation, but still, it's so good on the skin, you guys. It is lightweight, gives you nice coverage, it's not too heavy, it melts into the skin. It just looks so good, you guys, and it makes your skin look like skin, but better. So if you don't have any, you know, favorites when it comes to Fenty's like foundations, definitely go ahead and grab this one. But another great light wear foundation for the skin is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Do I have to talk about this one? Because I feel like you guys already know how I feel. It is bomb, it is good, it is lightweight, it gives you a nice coverage. If you have oily skin, you're gonna love this because it's matte, but it's not too matte. So if you do have dry skin as well, you can definitely try this foundation out. Looks flawless all day, doesn't crease, doesn't wear off. I can keep going on and on because you guys know how much I love this foundation, and I swear by it, it's my absolute favorite. So not gonna spend too much time on this one because if you watch my videos, you already know, but it is bomb. And the last foundation I do have for you guys is the Make It Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have this one in the shade 4N62, but this is bomb, okay? I was not expecting this when it comes to liquid foundations for Make It Forever. I've never been a favorite, you know, when it comes to their line. I just never was like, oh my gosh, I love their foundation. I've never said that. But their powder foundation, we'll get into that one a little bit later on. So when this came out, I had to go ahead and get it because I do love the brown cap. I just think it's so cute because I love nude colors. And so when they did this, I just grabbed it regardless. And I'm so glad I did. And I do have it on my face today. As you guys can see, it looks so natural, you guys. It is stunning. It doesn't matter if you have oily skin or dry skin, this is gonna work for you. I will say for the summertime, I may not reach for this one all the time because I do get a little bit oily with it. But nonetheless, you guys, it gives you like that look of your skin, but better. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed with it. Super lightweight, gives you coverage, but it's not like heavy on the skin. And you just look beautiful and glowy all day, but not too glowy, if you know what I mean. All right, but yes, beautiful. I love this one. So now for concealer, I do have 2 favorites, okay? If you watch my videos, you guys already know about the McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. I have this one in the shade MD22. All right, this is such a beautiful concealer. I feel like I don't have to spend too much time on this one because you guys already know how I feel, but it is the most perfect gel-like concealer. It looks flawless all day. It makes your under eyes look airbrushed. Makes it just look so smooth, so just radiant, but not like glowy, if you guys know what I mean. I mean, it just makes you look awake, if that makes sense. It is the best concealer out there. I'll talk about this forever because it is so freaking good. And if you haven't tried it out and you watch my videos, like, honey, you're not easily influenced, but still, go ahead and pick it up because I'm not lying to you. All right. Now, I do have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 410. So I actually ran out of my McGrath concealer, so I haven't been able to use that in 2 weeks. because I have been waiting for this sale to, you know, save a little bit of money. So I went back to the Fenty Beauty Concealer, and tell me why I love it. Tell me why it's so good. It reminds me of the past McGrath concealer because they both have that gel-like consistency, which I love, and I forgot how much I love this. And I do have it on today as well, you guys. It is so stunning, okay? It blends so well. It sets really well. Like, I don't know why I stopped using this. So I love the Fenty Beauty Concealer. Definitely go ahead and pick this one up. Again, I am in the shade 410. So now when it comes to bronzing the skin up and adding a little bit of color, I always use the Hourglass Vanish Espresso foundation stick. I know it is a foundation stick, you guys, but I prefer foundation sticks when it comes to, you know, bronzing and contouring and all of that. So I actually have this on my face today. It is super unique because, number one, it is a foundation, but it just blends into the skin like butter, you guys. I don't have to sit there for a long time and blend. And it's also the perfect shade for my skin tone. So you guys can see what this looks like. Gives you a nice bronzer slash contour, but looks just so good on the skin. All right. And the best part about this as well is the formula. I really do like the formula, you guys, because it's just a very, how do I say this? In between foundation stick. It's not dewy, but it's not too matte. It's very in between, and that's what I like when it comes to my bronzers because it makes it easy to blend on the skin. So sticking with bronzers, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer. I have this in the shade, I believe, tan number 3. The sticker kind of came off, so I really don't know, but anyways, there's nothing left in here, you guys. I completely finished it because it is so good. It is my favorite bronzer in the whole entire world. I do have a little bit of it on today because there's really nothing left in here. Like, just little like broken pieces, but there's really nothing left. All right. So I have to go ahead and get another one during the sale. And the cool part about this is they do have refills, so you don't have to buy the whole container. If you just buy the refill from the inside, you save so much money. So I do go ahead and recommend that in case you are interested because it is expensive. But nonetheless, this is such a beautiful bronzer on the face, you guys. It looks so natural. It gives you that sun-kissed look. It doesn't pull too red or too orange. It's a very beautiful, just chocolate color for the skin. And it just blends so easily, you guys. I've never had a bronzer like this where you just take your time and build it up and it just looks so natural. Like, it doesn't look like you're wearing bronzer, if that makes sense, and it just blends into your foundation and everything so seamless. So I love this. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get the refill for sure. So now moving on to the second item I do have for bronzers. I do have the Tower 28 Bronzino Best Coast bronzer. So this is your cream bronzer, and this is what it looks like in the inside, in case you guys have never seen this before. But it's so stunning on the face, you guys, because when I first got this, I was like, well, by itself it doesn't give me too much of a bronze. But what I do with this is I go ahead and top off my bronzer with this right here, and it just looks so stunning. Like, y'all see all of this right here? Okay, this is the Bronzino. I tapped it on top of my cream bronzer and the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it adds a nice glow and, you know, orangey effect to the cheeks. I just love it so much. As you guys can see, it is stunning. I love it. So if you want something that kind of bridges your, you know, highlighter with your blush, with your bronzer and all of that, kind of just bridges everything and makes it look seamless, I do recommend this because it is so stunning on the face. So now to set the under eyes, I have 2 powders, okay? I really haven't found any different powders over the years. So the first one is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is a clear translucent powder, okay? So I remember in the beginning, I used to be so scared of translucent powders. I felt like they really just would give me a white cast, especially with flash. I was always so scared, but this doesn't do that, you guys. It really does blend into the skin nicely. It is translucent. And then also as well, when you do take pictures at night, it's not gonna give you that like what do we call it? That white cast on the face. It's not gonna play you and do you dirty. It's a beautiful powder, and I use this all the time for my brides because it never fails at all. Super lightweight, never cakey on the face, blends really nicely. It's just a very beautiful powder, and it does have a little bit of a sheen to it as well, so it does give you a glow to the under eyes. Now the next one I do have is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. You guys know for years, ever since it came out, it was my favorite powder in the whole entire world. I have this one in the shade Kunafa, which is a nice yellow under eye setting powder, and of course I have it on today because I wear it all the time. But it's such a great powder, especially if you do have oily skin. It does keep you matte underneath the eyes, super lightweight, never looks cakey underneath the eyes, and it doesn't fail me. Like once I go ahead and set my under eyes, it doesn't crease, it doesn't move, it is set for the rest of the day. So definitely a favorite. You guys already know about this one. If you have either one in your collection, you're gonna be happy. So let's get into the face powders, okay? I am very picky when it comes to face powders because this is something you're putting on top of your foundation, and you just wanna make sure that it blends nicely, that it doesn't look like, you know, cakey on the face. So I do have two favorites. The first one is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. This powder, y'all, is a goat. I use it for every single thing, okay? Number one, I use it to set my eyelids before I apply eyeshadow. So I go ahead and apply my primer, set my lids with this, and then apply my eyeshadow, and it doesn't budge all day. Like my eyeshadow is not moving around, it's not creasing because this is straight up waterproof, you guys. So good. Then I also use this as a touch-up powder as well throughout the day. If I do get oily, I go ahead and grab this and set my face with it because it is a translucent powder, so it's not adding any more color to the face, but at the same time it does get rid of the shine on the face. And then also sometimes I use this as my actual pressed powder during my routine because it's just so flawless, you guys. Really does make everything look flawless and smooth, doesn't add any color to the face. It is truly translucent. It is so good. I love this stuff. I talk about it all the time, but I always have to have this one in my collection. Now, my favorite setting powder in the whole entire world is the Make It Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder. I have this in the shade Y505. This powder is the GOAT, okay? I'll forever talk about it. I'll forever buy it. It's the best powder because sometimes, you know, you go ahead and do your foundation. It's not looking flawless yet. So I go ahead and apply this on top of my foundation, and it just makes it look so flawless, you guys. So smooth. Airbrush, like I have like a filter on my skin, okay? Like literally without this powder, you guys, I cannot live. Like I have to have this in my collection because it truly does make me look like I have a filter on my face. It's crazy. And it's never ever cakey. You can go ahead and keep applying this over and over and over again, and it never looks cakey on the face. And then also you can wear this by itself. So sometimes if I don't want to wear liquid foundation, I will go ahead and just use this by itself, and it still looks good. Like, obsessed. So now moving on to one of my favorite categories, we're gonna talk about blush, honey, because I love blush, you guys. I always go overboard with it, but I feel like it just makes your face look so good. Okay, so the first one I do have is a Rare Beauty, I can't remember what they're called. I think it's their Soft Pinch blush, if I'm correct. But this is absolutely stunning. I feel like Rare Beauty, when it first came out, I just didn't know if I was gonna love that brand. I was like, let me just go ahead and try it out. But I'm obsessed with it, you guys. Completely obsessed with it. Number one is the packaging. I feel like it's so unique and different. I love everything about it. And then on top of that, the applicator as well. It's a nice big applicator that you can use to just go ahead and dot all over your face and then blend it out if need be. And the formula is just bomb, you guys. You can apply this on top of your foundation, and it doesn't ever remove your foundation. It blends in like butter. You guys know I love using that saying, but it really just blends in so easily, and it lasts all day. Like it doesn't move at all. I love it. I love it so much. And I have other shades as well, but I'm just going to show you guys one today. That way we're saving a little bit of time. The next one I do have is a Huda Beauty Cheeky Tint Blush. I have this one in the shade Rebel Red, and I recently reviewed this, you guys, and I really do like it because it's so easy to work with. It kind of reminds me of a crayon. I don't know why, but it just kind of looks like a crayon to me. as y'all can see. So all you have to do with this one is go ahead and grab your sponge or your brush, dust it on top of this, and then apply it on the face. I wouldn't apply this one directly if you have foundation. I noticed it kind of took off my foundation doing it like that. But if you go ahead and use a sponge and a brush and just kind of dust it on top and then apply it, it always looks good. But it's a nice, beautiful formula, you guys. Gives you a little bit of a glow on the cheeks. And I kind of like this one because it is not too pigmented right off the bat. Like, you have to take your time and, you know, kind of build this one up. But nonetheless, you guys, it is stunning on the face. So moving on to another cream blush I do have is a Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out cream blush. I have so many shades, but I'm trying to show you guys one today. This one I'm showing you guys is in the shade Summertime Wine. But I feel like Fenty just started the whole cream blush trend. I feel like once they started it, everybody else kind of copied them because it's freaking amazing. I didn't realize I loved cream blushes as much as I do. They just look so natural on the face. But yes, the mirror, the packaging, the formula, this you can blend right on top of your foundation and it never takes it off. It just blends right in. You guys already know about the Fenty one, so I won't go too much about this one, but really good formula, probably my favorite out of the whole collection. Between this one and Rare Beauty, I feel like those are like my favorite cream blushes right now. But they're stunning on the face. They always look good. They last all day and they look so natural and glowy. I love it so much. But for today, I actually do have on a powder blush. I actually have the NARS Exhibit A blush, and this is so stunning, you guys. I have it on today. It is a beautiful reddish orange blush. And I know it's so old, like everybody's been had this in their collection, but I'm a little bit late, y'all, so bear with me. But I love NARS blushes because they're so pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, but they blend so nicely on the face and they look so stunning, and they do last a long time as well, okay? I am not big on powder blushes, but every time I see a blush from NARS, I already know it's gonna be good and pigmented, so I always grab this. But I do have it on today, and it's so beautiful, and I love it so much, okay? And another blush that I do love when it comes to powder blushes is the Make It Forever blushes. I have this one in the orangey shade, but just as the NARS one, they're so pigmented. They last a long time. They're so beautiful. There's so many shades to pick from as well, you guys. Like, it's almost endless. Kind of stressful because there's so many shades, but nonetheless, you have options if that's what you're looking for. And also the packaging as well is separate. I do want to point that out. So I bought this separately, but then you do get the single blush by itself, and then just pop it in here and you're good to go. All right, so let's see. So I do have highlighters up next. I only have two for you guys. The first one is the Nessa Myrick's Beauty highlighter. This is called their Dew Wet highlighter, and I have it in the shade Hot Water. This is so fire, you guys. Okay, when I first got this, I didn't know what to think. I was just like, you know, let me go ahead and grab it and see, because they do have three shades. They have a clear one, a kind of whitish one, and then this one, which is like a bronzy shade. This is so stunning. The formula is beautiful, you guys. It really feels super creamy on the skin. And I love the fact that it truly looks wet on the skin. I don't know if y'all can see that, but this is it right here. It gives you a wet look on the face. And I love cream highlighters because powder highlighters have done me dirty in the past, and I just, you know, don't use those anymore. But with cream highlighters, they always look so natural on the face, look wet, and I just love that look. So I don't have this one on today, but 9 times out of 10, I wear this all the time because it is absolutely stunning, and there's so many shades to pick from too as well. But what I do have on today is the Mirror Beauty Highlight and Balm, and I have this one in the shade Bounce, okay? It's so good, you guys, because the formula is so nice. Like, it gives you that wet look, okay? I love wet highlighters. I don't know how many times I can tell you guys this, but I really do love it because it looks so good on the skin. But this is so easy to apply. You can go ahead and just apply it on your face like this. But what I do is I take my sponge and just kind of dab it on top and then apply it on the face. But in case you guys are wondering, I'll apply it right here. And I think y'all can see that. But it's just so nice, and it just melts right into the skin, you guys. But in case you guys are wondering if you do have oily skin, can you try these out? Yes, because I do have oily skin and I always wear these too. It doesn't give you a greasy look to the face. It's just a nice, beautiful glow. So moving on along, I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, okay? I feel like back in the day, we used to talk about the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, which is still really good, but I feel like this just has something in here that really locks in your makeup, okay? If I don't have this on my face, I'm just not gonna have a good day because it's like, girl, you're playing yourself. This makes your makeup not move, not budge, just stay put, okay? I never have to worry about my makeup coming off towards the end of the day because this locks in everything, okay? It's so nice. The packaging and the spray nozzle as well is super light and airy on the face. So all I do is I go ahead and just douse my face in this because I love it so much. And then I'm pretty much good for the day. And also, if I do forget, they do have a mini version in case you don't really know how you're gonna feel about this one. Go ahead and get the mini version, test it out and see what you think, and then you can purchase the bigger one, all right? Now, moving on to lip products, okay? I have 4 different formulas and products that I would want to talk about. So the first one is a liquid lipstick. I really do love the Fenty Beauty liquid lipsticks because they're not drying on the lips. I feel like back in the day, the biggest issue with a lot of lip products like this is they will really just suck up all the oil from your lips. Like you just were, it was just so matte. Like it didn't feel comfortable on the lips. And when Fenty Beauty came out with their product, it was very light, very airy on the lips. It didn't feel like you were wearing lip product. And it just gives you what you need, okay? It gives you a little bit of color, but at the same time, you don't have to sit there and worry about like moisturizing your lips or anything like that because the formula is really nice. So this is what it looks like. I used to have all of them, but I completely finished them up and I need to go ahead and pick up the nude colors again because I really did like them. So I don't know why I stopped purchasing it, but I do love the shade Underdog. It's so beautiful for the fall time. Now, I also do have the Mare Beauty lip oil, their tinted lip oil. I have it in the shade Sangria and Maracooch, but I cannot find that one, okay? I think I left it at work. But nonetheless, you guys, I love their lip oils. It's like a hybrid between an oil and lip gloss. But all you have to do is go ahead and pop this on, and it really is pigmented, you guys. Like one swipe or multiple swipes, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you can see that right there. It is so pigmented, but it's so lightweight on the lips. And the reason why I really do like this is because I'm always running late in the morning for work, you guys, just being honest. And sometimes I don't want to sit there and line my lips and then apply a liquid lipstick or lip gloss. I just want to have a little bit of color and be out the door. So I've been really loving this because they do save me so much time. So next up, I do have the Fenty Beauty cream glosses. I have it in the shade Honey Waffles, and I do have other shades as well, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys one of them. But if you know Fenty glosses, you guys already know about these. They're so juicy on the lips. They're so glossy. They just feel good on the lips, okay? To me, it reminds me of summertime because in the summer, we love to wear some lashes and just gloss, and that's that. So if you're looking for that type of gloss, Fenty, of course, is that one. So when they came out with their cream glosses, I was obsessed because now you get the gloss, but you also get the color as well on the lips. So I really do like this one. So last but not least for the lips, I did go ahead and pick up the Givenchy Le Rouge Deep Velvet Matte Lipstick because when it comes to finding the perfect orange lipstick, I've been having so much issues, you guys. So when I saw this shade, 35 Rouge, I just had to go ahead and grab it because it's just like that perfect orangey shade. So number one, let's get into the packaging, okay? It's the packaging for me, all right? It does have that velvet feel to it, super cute. And all you have to do is press this right here and it pops open, okay? So this is the shade, really stunning. So let me go ahead and swatch it like right here. All right, it is really pigmented. It is a matte lipstick and it just feels so good, and I just love this shade so much. So if you are interested in a very just perfect orange lipstick, this one is for you. So I'm moving on to the eyes. I do have 4 products I do want to talk about. The first two are actually eyeliners, okay? Because I really love these so much and I always go for them. So of course I wanted to mention them. The first one is a Fenty Beauty Flat Liner, and I have this in the shade in Big Truffle number 2. So when it comes to finding a brown liquid eyeliner, I feel like there's not a lot out there, especially just, you know, a deep enough brown shade for my skin tone. So I will say with the Fenty one, I thought it would be a little bit darker. So I was kind of disappointed in that fact, but it still looks good on the eyes and I wear it all the time when I go to work. So this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to show you guys how pigmented it is. Like literally one swipe and you're good. And y'all can see the color of the brown liquid liner. It's deep enough for my skin tone, you guys. It really is deep enough. I just thought it would be a little bit darker, but it's totally fine. But when it comes to a black liquid liner, my absolute favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner in the shade black. This is so dark, pigmented. It does not move, it does not budge, and it just lasts all day. So this is what it looks like. You go ahead and twist it open like so. And let me show you guys how dark this is. So just go ahead and swipe it like that. And y'all can see like it is a matte black liquid liner because I do not like liners that are shiny. I just don't understand. Like give me a matte liner and I'll be happy, okay? So these two I love so much, you guys. I wear them all the time. But when it comes to eyeshadows, I do have two, and these are both from Natasha Denona. You guys know she probably has one of the most expensive eyeshadows out there, but I do see why, because the formula and the quality is there. It's really nice, and you're spending your money on good products that will last you a long time. So I do have her Sunset palette and also her Biba palette. So let me show you guys the insides of both, because now I am a neutral girl. I used to be so colorful back in the day, and now I just don't even wear colors. So let me get this situated and show you guys up close what they look like. So you guys can see it's a very beautiful, just neutral palette. You have a bunch of browns, golds, reds, oranges, just all the tones you would ever need when it comes to a neutral palette, and they're super pigmented as well. Okay, you guys know every time I swatch it, it's just like boom in your face. So if you do want to go ahead and invest in a good quality palette, I do recommend these, of course. But there's so many palettes out there I need to try. I need to try the Path McGrath Labs one because everybody talks about it. So I may need to go ahead and grab that one too. So now let's go ahead and move on to one of my favorite categories, because we are done with makeup, and it is skincare and perfumes, okay? I always tell you guys, if your skin looks good, your makeup's gonna look good. So in no particular order when it comes to skincare, I do have the Ren Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic toner, and this is so good, you guys, because ever since I started using this, I noticed that I don't break out as much, number one, and my skin looks really brighter as well. But I do love toners because after you wash your face, sometimes you don't get off all the makeup and dirt on your face. So having a toner is super important because it gets all that stuff that you couldn't see on your face. But it just makes your skin look so good, you guys. My skin looks so much brighter, smoother, flawless. I don't break out as much. It's just a really great toner, and I recommend this one so much. And funny enough, I went to the store the other day to try a different toner, and I saw one of the Sephora employees come up to me, and they were like, oh, I saw you grab this one first, because I had ran out, right? So I grabbed this first, but I wanted to try something different just in case, you know, there's something out there that's even better. And she was like, oh no, baby, like go ahead and get this again. Like this is the best toner in the store. So I am not lying, you guys. It is a really good toner. No need to try anything else out there because clearly, like she said, this one is the best. So definitely go ahead and grab this one. But a cleanser that I do love that I have bought over and over is the Kale Plus Green Tea Spinach Vitamins Superfood Cleanser from You to the People. This is such a good cleanser, you guys. Okay, number one, it's suds. I love a sud type of cleanser, so it gets super bubbly and foamy. But number one as well, it doesn't strip my skin and make it feel super dry, because a lot of cleansers out there, once you wash your face, it feels really tight, like you almost don't have any moisture in your skin anymore. And this doesn't do that. It actually hydrates your skin, gets rid of all the dirt on the skin, and it's helped me so much in my routine, you guys, because seriously, ever since I started using this, I just don't break out anymore. Like, my skin always looks really good. And I also noticed that when I use my toner after washing my face, I don't have as much dirt and leftover makeup as well, because it really gets everything off your face. So I will always go ahead and grab this. I love the bottle. It's a glass bottle, feels very nice and luxurious. It's just my favorite cleanser out there. Now, moving on to an eye cream. I do have the Saturday Skin Eye Cream. And actually, this is made in Korea. So I feel like products from Korea are always good when it comes to your skin, because they know what they're doing out there, you guys. Like, a lot of their skincare are so bomb. And this doesn't irritate my under eyes, because a lot of eye creams, I don't know what it is, but when I apply it on my under eyes and sleep and wake up the next day, my eyes are super gunky, and this doesn't do that at all. And the best part as well is it lasts such a long time. I think I bought this over like a year and a half ago at this point, but there's so much product in here. A little bit goes a long way. So it is a little bit expensive in the beginning, but trust me, it does last a long time. Now, moving on to serums, okay, because I don't really use moisturizers anymore. So I have the Ordinary niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%, and also the Ordinary Alpha Arbutin 2% plus HA serums. That was such a tongue twister, y'all. I was like, anyways, you guys, basically it was a tongue twister. But I will start off with the niacinamide one. This really helps with dark areas on the face and dark spots, helps get rid of them over time. And then also this really helps with diminishing oil production as well, which I didn't know at first. So if you do have oily skin, go ahead and grab this, because it helps to decrease your oil production. Not to the point where like you don't have any oils anymore, but you're not going to be as oily and as greasy towards the end of the day. Then also really does hydrate my skin as well. So I love this stuff. Always have this in my collection. Now, the Alpha Arbutin, I heard about this one from an influencer. Basically, she stated that it helps with dark spots as well. So I haven't used this by itself to really tell you guys, like, yeah, if you go ahead and just get this one, you'll be good. But I use these two together, and I've noticed such a huge difference in my skin. Like, without even wearing makeup, you guys, I love my skin so much now. I don't have as much dark spots anymore. You guys know that whole video I just did in terms of how I got rid of my dark spots. These two products are probably one of the reasons why as well, because they're so bomb and they're affordable. Like, the Ordinary is so cheap, you guys. I don't understand how it's cheap, but it's cheap. So So now one of my favorite products, okay, I have the Peace Out Acne Serum. This has 2% salicylic acid with niacinamide and zinc. You guys see that again, niacinamide and zinc, just like the Ordinary serum. Those are really great ingredients when it comes to, you know, your skincare. But this is so bomb because sometimes, you guys, my skin is really weird. I'll wake up with rashes like on my forehead and on my chin, and I don't understand why. Actually, I do know why, because sometimes I sleep in my makeup, y'all, and you shouldn't do that. So typically when I do sleep in my makeup, or I don't really wash my face off that well, I am going to wake up with a rash on my forehead, okay? I already know it. So I always have this on standby, because all I do that night is I apply this on my forehead, blend it in, sleep, wake up the next day, and literally my rash is completely gone. So it's really great for acne, but it's also great if you do have random rashes that, you know, just come on your face. This is really good for getting rid of it. And it's so crazy. I don't know how it works, but it just does what is needed, okay? Another item that I really love when it comes to acne is the UFO Ultra Clarifying Acne Treatment Face Oil, and this is from Sunday Riley. So with this one as well, sometimes I wake up, you guys, I told you, with the rashes and just random breakouts. I don't get it as often, but when I do, I grab this because, number one, a little bit goes a long way with this. It is an oil and it's green, as you can see. So I apply a little bit of this in that area and just let it sit overnight. And over time, you guys, it just gets rid of all that congestion on my skin. It's a really nice product. I don't use it too often because it is strong, but when I do need it, it works. Gets rid of all the, you know, breakouts and things like that. So I really do like this one. It's like my little arsenal. So if you have these two together in your collection, you're gonna be totally fine when it comes to breakouts and things like that. So now moving over to an exfoliator, I do have the Peter Thomas Roth Firm X Peelant Gel, because using physical exfoliators for your face, you guys, it's not the best. I always heard, you know, different theories, but basically it creates like holes in your face, kind of opens up your pores, and you don't really want that. You want your pores to be smaller, but you still want to exfoliate your face. So this is where this comes into play, because it is a gel, you guys, and all you have to do is just apply it on your face and just let it ball up. So essentially what I do with this is I apply a little bit of it all over my face, keep rubbing my face like this, and it just balls up into all like this dead skin and, you know, things like that. It's kind of gross, but I kind of like it at the same time. So here's a little bit of it. I don't know if I have much, you know, issues on my hand, but basically it balls up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it balls up into little pieces that just let you know like it's dead skin that you didn't get, you know, previously. So I really like this because it is jumps on the skin, does what it needs to do, but then it also leaves your skin really, really soft. So when it comes to face masks, I do have two and only two, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of masks out there I just don't love, but these two I'm really obsessed with. So the first one is the Innisfree Pore Clearing Clay Mask, 2 times with super volcanic clusters. Number one, it is so affordable, you guys. I believe this whole thing is $15, and a little bit goes a long way. And when I tell you guys, it feels so luxurious on the face. It almost feels as nice as a super expensive mask out there. But this is what it looks like in case you guys are wondering online. It should be on Sephora still. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like in the inside. Like I told you guys, a little bit goes a long way because I've had this for a minute now, but it feels so nice on the face, okay? I think I love how it feels and just how my skin looks afterwards. I go ahead and apply this all over. It sets really nicely. It doesn't like suck up my skin too much, if you know what I mean. But all you have to do is just go ahead and wash this off. And I love using this when my skin just looks a little bit dull or I'm breaking out on my chin or wherever it is. I go ahead and apply this mask, let it sit, and I'm good to go. And sometimes I do sleep with this mask as well, just because, I don't know, I always tell myself, let me go ahead and put a mask on, watch a show, and then I fall asleep. But when you do wake up the next day, it's not all over your pillows or anything. It just stays put, and I really, really do like that. So definitely my favorite so far that I've tried. The next one I do have is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask, and I've heard so many things about this. And so I finally got this randomly because I just wanted to see what the hype was about. Like, why is it so good? But I love this stuff, you guys, because it really does help in terms of giving hydration to the skin, because sometimes my skin is super dull, you guys, and I know I'm really oily, but my skin does get dry randomly. So having a product like this is nice because all I do is wash my face at night, apply my eye cream, and just apply this all over and sleep with it. And I know when I wake up the next day, my skin is hydrated, it feels supple, it feels good, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel as dry anymore. So I love this in the fall and winter time because that's when my skin is the driest. But still to this day, doesn't matter if it's summer or spring, I will still go ahead and use this when I need to. But to me, it's kind of like a moisturizer, okay? It's not your typical mask, because when I first saw this, I was like, is this a moisturizer or a mask? Because you don't have to wash it off necessarily. You just go ahead and apply it on your face and let it sit, and you don't really have to wash it off at all. So yes, I love this, so good. These two together, bomb. So the last skin item that I do have for you guys is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. Don't have to say too much about this one because you guys already know, like, it's freaking good. When it comes to a lip sleeping mask, it's really nice if you do have dry lips, okay? I used to be, my lips were just, it was looking a little rusty, okay? Back in the day, it didn't matter what I used, my lips was always peeling and just like, it was disgusting. So ever since I got this, I have just never had that issue anymore. I go ahead and apply this at night, in the morning, in the afternoon, whenever I need it, and it just feels so good on the lips, okay? If you have this, you're never gonna suffer from dry lips again. So if you haven't bought this, I don't know what you're waiting for, go ahead and pick it up. I have this in about different sizes. I have a big one, a small one, a mini one, and I have about like 10 of them around my house because I am obsessed with their lip masks. Last but not least are perfumes. You guys know I absolutely love perfumes. I feel like, you know, you just always gotta smell good as a woman. Like, always smell good. So I have 3 favorites. My favorite brand so far is from Replica. I do have 2 different scents. I have By the Fireplace, which is such a staple, you guys. And literally see how much I have left. Like, it's ridiculous because I spray this so much, but it does give me that vanilla, marshmallow, woodsy, burning wood smell. And I know it doesn't sound like it'll smell good, but it smells so good. Every time I put this on, it just reminds me of the winter time. Just sitting around the campfire, just, you know, burning marshmallows, making s'mores. Like, it just smells so good. I love this. It's my absolute favorite perfume out there. And I feel like Replica is just such a good brand when it comes to perfumes. Theirs are so unique and so different. It's not your rose perfume or your just straight up vanilla perfume. It's very, very unique and different, and which is why I love them so much. But I also do have the Replica Coffee Break perfume. This smells like you are in Starbucks and you're, you know, smelling your coffee being made, but it also has a very sweet, almost like a cozy feel to it as well. It's not a straight up coffee perfume. I wouldn't say that, but it has that coffee smell with a little bit of like a sweetness to it. It's so good, you guys. And you guys notice when I talk about these, I kind of just like veer off because like it really takes you somewhere. Like it just takes you somewhere. It just makes you feel like you're in the coffee shop right now, or, you know, it's wintertime and you're burning marshmallows with the other perfume, but they're so unique. I want to go ahead and get every single one of them because they just smell so good, and I 100% think they are worth the money. The last perfume I do have is the Moschino Fresh Couture perfume. Number 1, the Windex perfume, okay? It's the packaging for me every single time, but sometimes during the day, I just want something super light on the body, not too heavy, and this is my go-to perfume because it has that fresh scent to it. It's just a fresh smelling perfume. You can wear this throughout, you know, the day, at night, in the winter, summer. It doesn't matter what season it is. It's the perfect perfume all the time, especially when I'm running like errands during the day. I love to just spray this and I'm good to go. But again, it's the packaging for me, okay? But yes, you guys, we went ahead and made it through this video, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know down below any products you are loving out there, because right now I'm building my cart on Sephora and I only have 6 products in there. Like, what? Go ahead and let me know some of your favorites out there so I can check them out and buy them and purchase them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Love you guys so much. Make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.